Okay. Now we're gonna do ads for this one. So, starting from the top, let's go below our sound. Excuse me, the sound that we just made. If you haven't done the sound one yet, it's underneath our background stuff. And to do the ads, where you need a UI, we have to. Well, what we have to do is we have to create the ad inside the Silverlight part, and then draw that draw Silverlight inside the XNA, because originally it already is Silverlight drawing the XNA. We just have to pretty much go backwards then again. So we say UI element LEME and renderer element renderer. Element renderer. Alright. And then next we go down inside our game page, our constructor, underneath this timer guy, we have more ads. And we're gonna type out an event handler. And I don't think you guys haven't seen this, but it's layout updated plus equals a new event handler and we are going to pass in a method. We haven't made the method yet, but we're going to pass in game page underscore layout updated. Alright. Right now you should get that error, and then just outside of our constructor, before the navigate to, right here, let's make that method that we need to write. And it's just like any other method, void game page layout updated. And we have an if actual width is greater than 0 and actual height is greater than 0, and our element renderer equals null. If it equals null, then our element renderer equals a new UI element renderer. It knows what we're talking about. And then we have to pass in this, comma, typecast to an int, our actual width, comma, again, cast it to an int, and actual height. Semicolon. And that should go away. I'm hitting F6, maybe I misspelled it. Layout updated. D. Oh, sorry. We have to pass in some stuff inside of here. We have to pass in object. Put my numlock on. Object sender, comma, event args e. And now our error goes away. So we just added that line and this method. And then next we need to, so we have this thing, and we have coming into our XNA game from the Silverlight, but now we need to draw our what we're passing in. So find your onDraw method, and above the sprite batch.begin, before we begin the sprite batch, we need our element renderer.render, open and close parentheses, and then all the way above, the last one above our sprite batch.end, so this one is inside of our begin and end, we have our sprite batch.draw element rendered dot texture, comma, and then we say vector2 dot 0, which is shorthand of saying a new vector 2 at 0 and 0. We can just say vector2 dot 0, and then comma color dot white. Okay, so now we just added that. Okay, we added that line, and then we added this guy. So right now we are drawing the Silverlight, what we're passing into Silverlight, but we have nothing to draw because we have not actually put the add inside of it. So over here in your Solution Explorer, double click on the GamePage.example. Alright? And over here in our toolbox, we've got some options of different things that we can do. We can add more buttons, do stuff like that. If you don't have the toolbox, go over to View and Toolbox right there. But some of you may have this, some of you may not. But if you have something called a grid right in here, then you can just drag your add control inside on top of that grid, and it should put it inside. Otherwise, we need to add a grid. Where'd it go? Grid. So we have a grid, and I'm going to call this grid layout root. Layout root. And that's over here in the properties. So just type right there and give it a name. And over here in the height, we've got a height of 480. And we have a width down on the bottom of 800. Alright. So now I have that selected. And wait, let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Horizontal stretch, blah blah blah. Give me a sec. Yeah, I think we're good there. Cool. Okay. And so now we can just drag and drop our add into our grid. You should be able to move it around like that. Alright? And then your XML should look like this. The grid, whatever, and then your add control inside of your grid. And so click on your add, and we have some attributes that we need to address. First off is our application ID, or application add unit ID, and then your application ID. And both of these you will get from the Pub Center, which you should have signed up for. And but instead of plugging in the actual numbers right now, the serial numbers that it gives us, we're just going to put in template like testing, the testing add. And so to do that, type in image 480. It must be exactly like this. Image 480 underscore 80. So it's image and then the dimensions of the ad. And then in the application ID, type test underscore client. CLIENT, client. And alright, and we have a few more things that we need to do. Right now, so actually if we ran this, it would draw. It would draw the thing, but there's a weird tick, I don't know what a weird thing going on in with this, where it's going to, well, it's cutting off the side of our, let me just fix that. It's cutting off the side of our ad because, and we want the ad in the middle of the screen. And so actually, if I go down to margin, and in this first one, type 160. Because that is the middle of our screen. The middle of the screen is 400, but 400 minus half of the 480, half of the width. So 400 minus, what is that, 240 is going to equal 160. And if we run the thing, the end of the ad, I believe, is going to get cut off. No, it doesn't. Okay. Actually, wait a minute. I was tweaking this earlier. I want to make sure this is what's going to happen. Okay. Yeah, the end of the screen, because I had changed that. This is what it actually was probably going to look like. Just like that. It's cutting it off right there. Because that is actually 480 pixels from here. From 0 and 480. It's cutting it off. And for some reason, you kind of have to trick it into offsetting where it's drawing everything. And to do that, click on the perimeter here of the phone. So click on kind of on the outside of the phone. Not here, but here. And if you go down to, let's make sure everything is the same. I don't want anyone getting messed up, but the horizontal alignment and where's our horizontal alignment? Should say center and left for horizontal alignment, and then horizontal whatever, there's two of them, center and left, and then vertical should, I think, say stretch and stretch. Oops. I freaked out my computer. Stretch and stretch. And then in your margin, if you click on here, go down to margin, and on this one type -160 to offset it, and then also go back and make sure that you click on your ad itself, and make sure this horizontal alignment is saying left, and we'll set it to left and left, and then the vertical alignment is set to top and then center. This vertical and vertical, top and center, and then let's run it, and that should have it. Yep, and there is the Okay, cool. I think I got everything. Alright, if you guys have any problems with this, email me to make sure it's working right. So yeah, let me know.